welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2013, streaming to you on IGN and, of course, youtube.com/E3. Our next demo goes out to all those Final Fantasy and MMO fans out there. The reboot of Final Fantasy XIV is set to fix a lot of the issues with the first version, so let's see what it has to offer as I live and breathe. Matt.
Nice to be here.
How you doing?
Great. I'm really excited. We have a great show so far. People are really digging the game. They've been fighting our Ifrit challenge for the past 3 days now and having fun.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad you had a good show. I feel like I've been hearing about this Final Fantasy XIV for a long time. What has happened? What has been happening?
Well, we closed down version 1.0 in November of last year, and immediately we started our alpha test. So we weren't quiet. We went right into testing the new version.
Sure.
We've been doing a few phases of beta testing. We start phase 3 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And we're getting close to launch on August 27th.
Big sweat drop on that one, right?
So it's like we finished E3, and I'm just going to go back to the office and do phase 3 testing, and no worries.
No big deal.
Yeah, that's normal.
So right now we're looking at some footage from the new Final Fantasy XIV.
So what we see here is our limit break system.
Oh, okay.
You know, Final Fantasy fans, they are very familiar with limit breaks. These guys know what a limit break is for Final Fantasy VII.
Of course.
Our producer and director is a huge fan of the FF series in general, and he's incorporated the FF7 limit breaks into Final Fantasy XIV. So in FF7, you know, you have your limit break for each character, but the way it works in 14 is pretty cool. You actually have a party limit break.
Okay.
So that way, instead of like, you know, I'm going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you should actually, while you're fighting a major enemy like Ifrit here, for example, you can decide, you know, hey, we need some more damage, or, you know, we're in, like, here's the paladin summoning a huge wall to protect his teammates.
Nice. Okay.
So it's all about spur of the moment. What do you need at that time? It's not like something you plan out ahead of time. It's like, we're dying, we need to have our conjurer toss out a huge limit break, and raise everybody up, get a cure going. So it's pretty awesome.
So where does the action and combat fall? I mean, Final Fantasy XIV, the new Final Fantasy, the new MMO. Do you call it an action MMO? Is it more traditional?
I would say it's more traditional. We have a lot of the actions. It's a lot faster than before. Before it was a lot of, you know, really slow, and you're really focused on, you know, hitting one or two. You know, we've introduced a new, faster combat system. It's a little bit, we have more combos now. So you're not so much standing in front of the enemy's face and attacking with your sword. You're actually moving around. There's a lot of positioning that's going to be involved now too. And we're doing a lot to, you know, kind of telegraph some of the boss's moves now. So you're not just like, well, we're just going to stand here and hang out and we'll see what happens. It's more like, okay, he's readying a huge ground-shaking attack. We got to get out of the way.
Gotcha. Now, what has fan reaction been like over this? And basically coming back, I guess. I mean, I only know one MMO, the greatest MMO, DC Universe Online. And shutting it down and like coming, that's not normal.
Yeah, exactly. This is a huge challenge we've undertaken. But, you know, so far, our community's been with us. They've been excited. We've been getting those guys into the alpha test as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to have them in the ground floor of what we've been doing. We wanted to make sure that they were able to acclimate to the changes and give us feedback from day one. I mean, honestly, our feedback process has been pretty hardcore. We were making sure that these guys are able to give us information every weekend after the test, let us know what's going on, what they think, and how they want to change it. And recently, our director and producer, he's actually addressed like 700 feedbacks in a row. We had to translate all that stuff, and but it's good to like let the community know that we're listening, we're paying attention. We're not repeating the mistakes the first time where we weren't really focused on what they were saying. This time we're really transparent. It's really important to make sure that they're all on our side.
Do you think with everything we've seen for PlayStation 4 now and Xbox One that this is what it's going to be from here on out? Like having these communities that help you make a game?
Honestly, yeah. Community is our number one focus. Like, yeah, we have our game designers, we have their vision and things like that, but it's really important for us to listen to our community. Honestly, that's what we're doing. That's the number one priority for us. I mean, I'm the community manager, honestly. So obviously, every day I'm like, okay, here's the problem. Here's what we think we should do. Let's talk about this. And it's you know, before it was kind of like, well, we kind of want to handle it this way. But now it's like, okay, let's go back and forth. Let's talk back to them and get more information and find out what the core issue is. Because honestly, these guys know the game almost better than the developers.
Yo, sure, I'm sure.
These guys are in it all the time, 24/7, playing hardcore.
Is it a hard line for the developers to walk and say, this is our vision, this is what we want, but they want, it's kind of like the Mass Effect thing.
Exactly. It's definitely something that we're making sure we're taking a lot of precautions with, because we do have a set idea of how we want things to work, but it's still important for us to be, you know, like, okay, we see what you're saying, we understand what your issue is here. We can kind of tweak it a little bit, maybe not the exact way you said, but this will get the same result, and they're kind of cool with that too.
So then, for the Realm Reborn here, Final Fantasy XIV, what are we looking at? Are you guys using the Holy Trinity, DPS, healers?
We have those kind of classes in play. It's important for us to not limit it to like this guy is the only tank you're going to have. We kind of spread that around a little bit. We have a few of those. We're introducing new healers because we felt like, in version 1.0 we had one healer basically, and it's like if you didn't have that conjurer or that white mage on your side, you were kind of in trouble. So when A Realm Reborn launches, we're introducing new character classes, arcanists and things like that. It's going to help out with those roles. But yeah, it's still a very important, like you're focused on this, you're focused on that, and you can help out by using our armory system. It actually lets you take skills from other classes and kind of like use their abilities too, which is pretty cool.
I got to ask you, just to make sure we cover the bases.
Sure.
PvE, PvP, everything you'd expect.
We're introducing PvP in A Realm Reborn, so it's going to be the first time we're bringing it into Final Fantasy 14, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Our director is a huge PvP fan, so I think when he came on board, he was like,
what the heck?
We're missing this. He was talking about, he's like, I like to choose the little race, the Lalafels. He's like, I like to hide behind obstacles, like, environment things like the rocks and stuff, and I like to come out attacking.
So he wants to be cheap.
So
he likes to be cheap, is what you're saying.
I'm not going to say that. That's maybe what he said.
But that's what he says. That's how he describes his gameplay.
He likes to be sneaky, but yeah.
What are we looking at right here?
Right now, this is what we're introducing in A Realm Reborn. So, chocobos are a huge part of Final Fantasy.
People love chocobos. Little known fact.
Are everywhere, and chocobos are really important in Realm Reborn. This is actually a look at our companion chocobos.
Okay.
So for example, let's say you're outside in the fields, you need some heals, but you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You can actually summon your chocobo, your companion, set them to a white mage, and they'll be curing you while you're fighting. And if you need a tank, you can put them in the tank role, you can put them in a damage dealing role, so it's really cool because you can actually have...
Even if you're running solo, you can get some help.
You
That's nice.
You can have your chocobo on your side.
I feel like my chocobo's on my side all the time.
All the time, right? But yeah, that's one of the coolest things.
What are we looking at now?
This is a glimpse of some of our cutscenes. Final Fantasy is, well known for our cutscenes and our stories, and this is a brief look at some of the main antagonists that players kind of saw in 1.0, but these guys are going to be coming back really hard. This is the Empire. This is the Garlmead Empire. And they're going to be some of the bad
evil
guys.
I was going to say, you can just tell, you can look at him, not a good guy.
These guys debuted in our trailer for E3, and people have been pretty excited to see more of them.
So then, if people want to start getting into this, they want to be part of your beta, they want to know more about it, what do they do? Where do you go next?
They go to our website, we sign up, we have PlayStation 3 launches tomorrow, so we're having our beta tests. It's been PC only since Alpha, so Alpha, Phase 1 and 2, PC.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we go big, we have PS3 users coming in for the first time, so not only that, but in Phase 3 we're opening up pretty much a lot of the opening content. Before we were limited to like one city, a few classes, but now it's all classes, all cities are open, all the areas are open, so it's going to be pretty exciting to see. It's pretty much like we're going in big,
How good does it feel to finally be able to do stuff on PS3?
It's really good. Today's the at E3 we actually have the first time we're showing it playable, so people are actually having a chance to play it, and it's cool because we're asking a lot of them. We're telling them, hey, welcome to E3, here's a briefing, and you're going to fight Ifrit. Oh, by the way, you're going to use it on PS3 controller. So it's a lot to learn. But honestly, we've seen them adapting a lot because we spent a lot of time to make sure the PS3 controls were really smooth. Because MMOs, keyboard and mouse guys, they know how to play MMO.
Sure.
You put any MMO, WASD, right-click, attack, they know what to do. But RPG fans, we found, are the same way with controllers. They know how to play an RPG. So we made sure that we really tailored that experience to them. And our whole hotbar system really works really well. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback with that so far.
Now, you're launching on PS3 tomorrow. They just announced this PlayStation 4.
Right.
What does that mean to you guys?
So just to be clear, the PS3 beta test launches tomorrow.
Yeah.
PS4 we announced, at Sony's press conference. That's coming in 2014. So not a lot of details on that right now, but we're focused on getting PC and PS3 out first and foremost, and then we're going to go for PS4. I'm excited.
You can leave if you're not going to talk about PS4, all right? Oh my goodness, who's this guy?
This is Titan. So we have all of our big Final Fantasy primals, our summons are back. We're introducing a summoner job in Final Fantasy 14 and Realm Reborn, so we're really excited for that. But these primals, these guys are playing an integral part of the story. They're not. They're no longer just like, hey, I got Ifrit, I'm going to summon him, do an attack. This is a major part of the story. We have our beastmen tribes who worship these things as gods. So we have ones that worship Ifrit, someone that worships Titan, someone that worships Shiva, things like that.
You got a lot going on in this game.
Yes.
How big is the Bible? How big is the Bible right now?
Our lore guys, I went to his office in Japan when I was there visiting one time, and there's just stuff everywhere. I was like, how do you keep it straight? But it's really cool because a lot of players really identify with the lore. And so those guys have been trying to be even more transparent. We actually like published a naming guide on our forum for like every race. So like, here's why they're named like this. Here's how you can create your own name. It's really, it's insane. But people love it. People are having a great time.
So then what's next? I mean, you launch the beta tomorrow. You do this whole new thing.
We're gearing up big for launch. You know, we're keeping a lot of the end-game stuff, you know, quiet. We're not going to put that in the beta because we want people to be surprised for that.
Sure.
But the cool thing is, like, all the 1.0 guys, all the people who came back from the original version, they're coming in. They're as same as they were. They're not like, you know, I got to start over or anything like that. You keep all your levels and things like that. So. Right, we're also testing that tomorrow, so importing all your characters. And
so there's a lot happening tomorrow. You are going to have a long day. I hope you had a fun E3.
It's going to be fun, yeah,
but now you're thrown right into a different fire.
Right, exactly, literally.
Yeah, literally. So if people, once they get in, they want to start communicating to you, Mr. Community.
Oh man, we have a huge forum set up. It was originally like locked out for beta testers only, but yeah, we're going to be doing that. But we're pretty much bringing thousands and thousands and thousands of new people in tomorrow. It's going to be big. The forums are going to be huge. We've got tons of feedback forums set up specifically for every aspect. So it's not like, hey, here's one feedback forum. It's like character creation, you know, the cities, the world. Like, it's going to be insane to go through it all. But hey, we love it. You know, the dev team loves it. We have like daily reports and weekly reports on how things are going. So. Yeah.
Well, you have given a million ways to get involved with Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you so much for coming by.
I'm glad to be here.
Have a great show. Good demo.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we want to hear from Final Fantasy fans. How did you like that demo? Tweet at IGN with the hashtag E32013 and let us know. Up next, we're going to take a quick lunch break. I'm probably going to eat wings. However, don't go away. We're also going to run a few pre-recorded demos during the break. And make sure you check the schedule at e3.ign.com for all the details. We'll see you real soon. Yeah.